Hey guys, welcome week 3, day 1. We are going lower body today, so we are grabbing those nice heavy weights. We're gonna need a resistance band as an option. Like as always, you can add that extra work with those bands if you'd like. We'll get started with our warm-up, so we're just gonna start in some air squats here. So we're gonna inhale down, exhale, driving up through those heels. Starting to warm up those lower body muscles. We've got lunges, squats, deadlifts, all the things today. We're going to be hitting glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves, and working that core, sneaking that core in there as always. We've got some cardio in between our sets today. A little new move that we haven't done before. Maybe you like it, maybe you'll be cursing me. I'm not sure. We'll try it out. 3, 2, 1, we're going to go into those hamstring scoops, kicking that left leg forward, toe up. We're going to scoop down, reach up to the sky. One more on this side. And kicking that other leg forward. We're going to go down into a half kneeling position next. It's going to be these weights in my way, so I'm going to go sideways here for us. So we're going to go to that front lunge, out to that 45 degree, and then out to the side. 45, out to the front. And we're just sinking nice and deep into that lunge, really starting to open up those hips. Going at your own pace here. So we're going to go front, out to that 45, and then right out to that side. Starting to practice those breaths, those 360 breaths, expanding all the way around that rib cage and the back. One more on this side, and then we'll switch over to that other side. So same thing, nice deep lunge to the front, out to that 45, and then out to the side. Good job, guys. Keep going. Just about there. Trying to work around these weights right here. I could have just moved them. Finish up this side. And then we're going to go into that world's greatest stretch. So keeping that leg forward, taking that right hand, placing it on the floor. And we're going to rotate and twist. Always adding some of those rotational moves into our warm-up. And just flowing back and forth, side to side here at your own pace. And we'll finish up on that other side. We're going to come to a high plank here. And we're just going to go into some shoulder taps here, warming up that upper body a little bit. And then let's walk it back up. Slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time, and let's roll those shoulders back into a good mornings, hands behind our back or our head, sending those hips back. Hinging, bringing that upper body parallel to the floor, feeling some tension in those hamstrings, and then we squeeze and drive those glutes forward. Warming up that hinge motion today. We do have deadlifts. So we want to work on activating those glutes before we get into that workout. And then we'll just finish off with a little bit of cardio. We're going to go into some high knees here. So bringing those knees up in front of us. You can modify into marches, just jogging on the spot, butt kicks, whatever you like. We'll just do a few seconds here to finish off our warm-up. Here we go. Last few seconds. Nice and high with those knees. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake it out. So we have, I think, 3 blocks today. 2 exercises in each block. Cardio in between each block, okay? First 2 moves where you're doing a front squat. So we have our weights in front of us here, and we're sinking down into that squat. Second move is a lateral lunge. So we are going out to the side. You can use single weight here, or you can have 2 weights, And we're framing that foot, okay? We're gonna stay on that side and then we'll move to the other side. Sound good? All right. You're like, does it matter? I gotta do it anyway. No, I don't like that squat. Let's change it. Nope, we're doing it. Okay, grab those weights. So that front squat, same stance we're thinking about those feet being a little wider than shoulder width, toes are angled out. We're making sure we're making sure our weights are racked in front of us, not resting on our shoulders and not pulling us forward, okay? We are going to be working 40 seconds on, 20-second rest, going through this front squat twice. I cannot talk today, guys, so I'm just gonna stop talking and we're gonna do the exercise. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna inhale down, exhale as we come back up. Nice heavy weights here, guys. Feeling that lower body work, that extra resistance is sending us deeper into that squat, really activating and targeting those muscles we want. That weight wrapped in front of us, whew, turning on that core. Good job. Keep going, 40 seconds. And rest. Woo, those last 2 reps should have been a struggle. If not, let's go a little bit heavier, okay? Front squats, marking that down on our tracking sheet, what we're using. We're gonna be using different weights, whether we're goblet squatting, front squatting, dumbbell squat here. You might be changing it up. So track all of them, okay? Here we go, one more time. 3, 2, and 1. Trying to press up through those heels. Don't rock forward on those toes. Slow and controlled here, guys. Especially if you've got those heavy weights. Oh, keep going. We're almost there. And rest. Good job. Lateral lunges are next. Let's start and step out to that right side, okay? So here, grabbing that weight, either framing that foot or a single weight out in front of us, whatever feels better for you. Big deep breaths, catch up breath, grab a quick drink. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Out to that side, driving back up. Think about that weight rolling to the outside of that foot. We're sending those hips back. We're not leaning over here. We're sending those hips back. We're driving up. The deeper you sink, the more challenging it's going to be. The further you step out, the more challenging it's going to be. So if you need to modify, we're just stepping out not as far and sinking not as deep, okay? You can also get rid of your weights and just go body weight. One more, and rest. Nice deep rest. We're gonna stay on that side. I'm really gonna burn this muscles out today. Staying on that right side, exact same thing. One more time through, and now we're gonna switch to the other side. Grab a quick drink, stay hydrated. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Struggling through these, my lower body is still quite sore. I messed up my schedule, so I've been recording some videos closer together in days than I would like to. So I'm still a little bit on fire from day 3 from week 2. Just about there. One more. Good job, guys. Okay, 20 seconds. Let's hit the other side. We'll do a little bit of cardio and we'll call it a wrap on our first circuit. Here we go. Oh no, the watch is dying. In 3, 2, 1, stepping out to that other side. You're gonna find probably that one side feels so much better than the other. You feel stronger, your range of motion is better. Whew, and that's why we work these one-sided movements. Awesome job, guys. Keep pushing through. One more. And rest. 20 seconds, one more time, and we're out of here, okay? Nice deep breaths. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Nice and low in that lunge. Remember, full range of motion. Sinking as deep as we can. Driving back to that neutral stance. Keep going, push through these last couple reps. One more. And rest. Okay, our cardio move, we need a single weight. We're gonna go squat, wood chop. Squat, wood chop. Okay, we're gonna be there for 40 seconds. Then we're gonna nice little break, all right? So grabbing a single weight, you choose your weight, the size of weight. Here we go, 3, 2, and 1. So we squat into that wood chop. So we're rotating that upper body. Squeezing that core, engaging that core on that rotation. We're not sucking our belly button into our spine. Remember, we're engaging that deep core. You can step that tempo up a little bit here, especially if you're using a lighter weight. We want to get that heart rate up here. Great work, guys. Almost there. And rest. Good work. Set that weight aside. Grab some water. Enjoy your break before we get into circuit number 2. All right, as you finish up your break, I'm just going to go through our next 2 moves. Why can't I talk today? We are doing a staggered deadlift. 80% of the weight is in our front foot. Our second foot is just a couple inches behind, using it as that kickstand. We are hinging at those hips and driving up, keeping that weight in that front foot. Second move, we are going to a 45-degree angle lunge. So instead of stepping forward with that lunge, what are we going to do? We're going to step out on a 45-degree angle. I'm going to leave it up to you. You can have a single weight here. You can have 2 weights here. You can have no weights. You can put a resistance band on. Whatever you're feeling, whatever is more comfortable for you, okay? So we're doing those 45s. And we're going to stay on one side, then we're going to move to the other side, okay? All right, deadlift starting off. Let's start with our left leg forward. Let's stay together so we can remember as a team, okay? Left leg forward. Shift the weight to that left leg. 20% of weight here. We're just here. We don't need that foot way back here. Couple inches behind. Sending those hips back. Driving forward. Keeping those weights close to this leg, okay? All right, here we go. 40 seconds on that side. Let's do this in 3, 2, and 1. Working that glute here. So we inhale as we hinge, exhale as we drive up, okay? Watching that, if those weights get too far away from our body, we're gonna feel this in our lower back. We don't want that. We want those weights close to our body and driving up. We don't want to go down too far, because the second we break and we arch that back, again, that back is doing too much work. So we're keeping a nice neutral spine. Feeling that tension in our hamstring, driving back up, rest, okay? We're gonna do that one more time on that side. Stay on that side. We're not giving it a break, we're staying. We're working that left glute. So same thing, okay? Let's transfer that weight to that left foot, kickstand that right foot, 80-20, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping those hips square. Now, something you could do if you don't have heavy enough weights and this is feeling too easy, lighter weight, let's go single leg. Or even if you have no weight, you can do that single leg deadlift. There's a sign behind me, and drive back up, okay? I like to focus on heavier weights, so I prefer the staggered deadlift because I can lift a little bit heavier with them. Awesome job, guys. We're gonna take a little break after this, switch to that other side. Same thing, and rest. You can set those weights aside, but 20 seconds here, grab a drink, and then we're moving into the other side. 10 seconds left. Right leg is forward. Let's transfer most of that weight to that right leg. We're gonna kickstand that back toe, grabbing those weights. Let's go in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job, guys. Really feeling that glute work here. And if you are finding that this move just doesn't feel good in your body, you can go ahead, take that staggered stance out and work on just those regular RDLs, okay? Working on some hip stability here. One more. And rest, okay? 20 seconds. One more time, and then we're moving into those lunges. Nice deep breath. Let's go. Grab that quick drink. Back into that stance. Let's go. In 3, 2, and 1. Hinging. Driving up. Sending those hips backwards. At the same time, we're lowering those weights towards the ground. We are not reaching. We're not arching that back and reaching towards the ground. No. We're sending those hips back. We are shutting that car door with our butt. We are shining that flashlight to the back wall, not to the floor. Find what cue works for you. Awesome work, guys. We're almost there. One more, and rest. Okay, into our lunges next. Single weight, double weight, you choose what you'd like to do. We are going out to that 45-degree angle, okay? What do I want to do? We're just gonna go with this nice single weight here. 3, 2, and 1. My legs still haven't quite recovered from those pulses. So out to that angle and drive back up. Awesome work. We don't need to launch ourselves way out there. I feel like I stepped too far on that one. Focusing on that 45-degree angle twist or rotation. Driving back up to stand. That core is staying nice and strong. Watching that when we do these rotations and angled things, making sure that that knee is still tracking over that front toe, okay? So we're not twisting all over. And rest. We're not letting that knee cave in. Sometimes even when we're doing our pivot squats, we do that uneven hips, making sure we're square and that knee is tracking, okay? Okay, here we go. Same thing, exact same side, 45 in 3, 2, and 1. Drive back to center. Working in that transverse plane here. We live our life in 3-dimensional movements. We work through 3-dimensional movements all day long. So we want to make sure we're training in 3 dimensions. Front to back, side to side, and rotation. Almost there, guys. On this side, we're going to swap over to that other side. And rest. 20 seconds, other side, left foot forward, or whichever foot you weren't doing. Rotation out to that side. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Stepping out with that opposite leg this time. Back to center. Inhale as we sink. Exhale as we press back up. Full range of motion. We want to bring that knee, that back knee, as close to the floor without touching it as we can. And that being said, that's what our modification is. If we're not there, we're just not going as deep into that lunge, okay? So maybe we're here and we're coming back up. Maybe we're taking this weight, setting it aside. Lunges are a hard one to get. They're a hard one to get proper form and technique. Rest. So I always encourage you, if you're just starting out, work on those lunges, the form technique, 3 to 4 weeks before you start adding weights, okay? One more time on that side. I think we did do that 3 times, did we? We're doing it anyway, okay? Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Good job, guys. We're gonna go into that same cardio next as we did in that first block. So the squats with those wood chops. One more and rest. Single weight, squat, wood chop. 20 seconds here, finishing off before we get into our final block. Take some deep breaths, quick drink. And here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So we're gonna tap and chop. Tap and chop. You choose your tempo here. So going as quickly or as slowly as you'd like. If you've got that lighter weight, maybe you're picking that tempo up a little bit more. If you took that pre-workout, you're probably picking that tempo up a bit more. Feeling good, feeling warmed up. You're ready to rock. Keep that breathing going, guys. We're almost at our break. Let's get these last couple reps in. And rest. Okay, good job. 2/3 of the way there. 1 block left. Whew. We are going into single leg glute bridges and dumbbell swings. So for our glute bridge, we're coming down onto the ground. We're gonna send one leg up and then we're gonna go into our bridges. You can grab a weight and add it to your hips if you'd like. Then we're coming up and we're going into swings, okay? All right. Enjoy that break. We've got a few seconds left. We are not doing the cardio after our third block, kettlebell swings. It's pretty cardio-y. So we're gonna skip those squat and wood chops, okay? All right, last few deep breaths. Let's make sure we're not extremely winded before we lay down. And when we're ready, we're gonna come down onto our backs. If you would like, you can add, if you haven't done single leg before, I would recommend maybe don't start with the weight. See how it feels and then go from there, okay? So we're bringing one foot up. Let's start with our right foot planted on the ground. And we're gonna go into bridges on this side, okay? So core is engaged, that pelvis is tucked. Thinking about gently pressing that lower back towards the ground. So that's the way we're tucking that pelvis, or I guess untucking it, depending. And then we're gonna send those hips towards the ceiling, guys, in 4 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Trying to keep those hips square here, and when we come down, we're not letting those hips touch the ground. We're hovering, sending back up. Depending on your hip mobility, range of motion here, these are gonna look different for everybody. They're definitely a challenging move. They are harder than they look. Watching that our heel is underneath that knee, not way out here, so we can really activate those glutes. And rest. Bring that foot down. We're gonna switch sides on this one. So we are gonna bring that other foot towards the ground. If those are too challenging, I should have said this at the start, but just go into both legs down, okay? You don't have to do the single leg. If they are not feeling good, maybe we're not there in our glute strength and our hip mobility, core strength. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Or even starting off with a couple single leg, and then we bring that leg down and finish off with both feet on the ground. Here for 40 seconds. We're going to take it back to that other side. Almost there, guys. And rest. Whew. Give those glutes a break. Coming back to that first side. So that right foot or whatever side you started with is planted. Nice deep breaths here. We're taking that inhale as we exhale, setting those hips towards the ceiling, okay? Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Nice and slow and controlled here. Pressing up and slowly lowering back down. Using that mind and muscle connection, thinking about that glute. So we talk about compound exercises, accessory exercises, how we want to have a combination of both. So for our glutes, a compound exercise with those deadlifts, those squats, and then we're working those accessory muscles with these glute bridges and rest. Whew. Switching over to that other side next, and then we're going to come up and finish off with swings, okay guys? There is light at the end of the tunnel. We are almost done. Stay with me, one more side. Here we go. Finishing off strong. Every rep counts. 3, 2, and 1. If you're doing these bridges and you're like, oh, I'm not feeling that in my glute, maybe it's more in your quad or your hamstring, check in with that heel placement, because if we're coming in too far or too close or too far, then we're going to end up hitting that glute or hitting that hamstring or that quad instead. 10 seconds left, guys. Slow it down. Just get these last couple reps in. One more. Ooh, and rest. Okay. Coming up to a standing position. We've got 20 seconds rest here. We're going to go 2 rounds of kettlebell or dumbbell swings, whatever we have. And then we're calling her a day. Okay? Great way to start the week off. Good job getting to that mat. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. The hardest part is just starting these workouts, I find. Although today I was noticing, well, it's been a while that I've really enjoyed working out. Like, obviously you're not gonna like it every day, but it's not like you're going into every workout being like, I hate this. And the big change for me, what I made, is I stopped doing workouts I don't like HIIT workouts. I used to do HIIT workouts all the time, Tabata this, Tabata that, HIIT, sprinting in between everything, and I didn't like it, and I hated it. I go into every workout being like, I don't want to work out, I hate working out. And when I switched to focusing on mostly on strength training, rest and resistance training, I was like, you know what? I'm okay going into this workout. I'm not completely dreading this. And that was a big shift in me being more consistent. Because if you like what you're doing, or at least if you have a plan, here we go, 3, 2, 1. You don't have to think about what you're doing every day. You've got that plan in place. You're following some type of progressive overload. Showing up is a lot easier with that plan when you're doing something you don't hate. And then you show up consistently, you start seeing some changes, and then you're even more motivated to keep showing up. So for me, I found what I liked, and that's just lifting heavier weights instead of jumping around like a crazy person, which was a lot easier in my 20s. But this strength training, switching, made a big difference. And that's my big speech for today, okay? Keep going, we're almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Good job, everybody. Whew, let's grab a drink. Let's take a couple deep breaths. And let's stretch it out. Big inhale. Big exhale. Big inhale. And exhale. And one more. And into that quad stretch. And I'm not saying if you enjoy HIIT workouts, they're pointless and you shouldn't do them. That is not what I'm saying at all. There's a place for them, and there's a place for strength training. Combining them both, if you like doing them, that's great. I get my cardio in other places. I like running, not HIIT. No more jumping around, killing myself for half an hour. I like this much better. Switch to the other side. And I've seen changes in my body a lot quicker and a lot more efficiently when I'm challenging myself and picking up those heavy weights. All right, let's come down to the ground into butterfly stretch. And I know a lot of people, when they think about weight loss, fat loss, you think cardio, you think lots of running, lots of HIIT workouts, all that stuff. But if you can build muscle first, that is the best scenario. Build that muscle, it helps that metabolism. Building muscle is going to help you burn fat more effectively. Send that left leg out. Let's reach up and over into a nice side stretch here. Nice deep breaths into that ribs. I'm not sure what is happening today. Into that side rib. Other side. And then we'll come into that twist. So sending both legs forward. And we'll finish off here. You can always add in some more stretches if you're feeling tight. You've got a few more minutes. Hold these even longer. Go into child's pose, pigeon pose. Figure four. All those good lower body stretches. And switch to the other side. And when this side feels complete, we are done for the day. Awesome job, guys, getting that workout in.